Hello and welcome to another KWIZ Conforms training video. In this video I'm going to show you how you can implement a user action that includes user input. But before that, let's have a quick reminder of what we've covered so far. So custom actions are workflows. There are two types of custom actions. There's automatic action, which are triggered by an item event. When item is added, item is updated or deleted. And there are user actions, which are triggered manually by a user click on a custom button. In previous videos, we implemented both types. The PO request notification custom action was implemented as an automatic action. So whenever a user created a new PO request item and saved it, it would trigger the custom action. And then according to condition that we implemented, it would send an email to an approver and update the status of the item. A second custom action that we've implemented is the PO request approve user action. This was implemented as a user action, meaning when an approver viewed this new PO request item, he saw a custom approve button, and when manually clicking that button, this would trigger the user action and the item was updated, and an email was sent to the user letting him know that his request was approved. Now I'd like to implement a new custom action for the case when the approver rejects the PO request. So this is very similar to the previous custom action where the approver approved the PO request. But in this case, when the approver clicks a reject button that we will add, I want to show him a form, but not the regular form with all the fields of the PO request. I want to show him a custom form showing only the relevant fields needed for this custom action. And in this case, I want to show him just a single field, the comments field, for him to update the reason why he's rejecting this PO request. So the flow in this user action should be: first, the approver will click a reject button. This will be a user action that will show this button. Then the user will be redirected to this custom form, which is specific for this custom action, showing him only the comments field. The approver will update the reasons for the rejection and click finish, and then some automatic activities will take place, like update the PO request status to rejected. And of course, we need to send an email to the user who requested this PO, letting him know that his request was rejected. So let's go ahead and implement this. This is our purchase request list that we've used before in previous videos. First, I want to create the required activities. So looking at our custom actions, I see that we need two activities here. We need an activity that updates the PO request item status, this time to rejected value. And we need also an activity that sends an email to the user. This time it will be an email saying your PO request has been rejected. So let's go to our activities settings page. And let's click the activities link. I see we already have an update PO status activity that updates the item, and it uses a variable, so we can reuse it in this custom action. We need another activity to send PO rejected email to the user. We have a similar email that sends a PO approved email to the user. So actually we need the same activity, just to change the text here a bit. So what I'm going to do is just copy this one, duplicate it, and then make a few changes. So let's click the duplicate button and just change the name and the description. And now going to the properties, let's change just the body of the email. Oh, we also want to display the reason of the rejection. So this will be in the comments field. So let's add another field here. And let's add another variable. That's it. Let's save our activity. Now let's create our user action. Clicking the new action button, and this needs to be a user action. Let's give it a name. I can configure a confirmation message, but I'll leave it as is. Let's just select an icon for our button. And referring back to our required custom action, we would like to display a custom form with just one field of comments for the approver. So this is where we use this part, this checkbox that says show edit form before running this action. Now I can display all fields in the form by leaving this empty, or select the specific fields that I want to display to the approver. So in this case, I want to display the comments field. Okay, so we will display a custom form just with the approve reject comments field. Now it's time to select the activities that should be triggered by this custom action. We need to update the PO status to rejected. And let's just click this variable and set the value rejected. And then we need to send an email to the user letting him know that his PO request was rejected. Let's bind the values to these activities parameters. That's it. So our custom action calls two activities. First, the one that updates the current request status to rejected, and then the one that sends an email to the requester. Finally, we have to set up the conditions as for when exactly we want this approver reject button to be visible. So we want this button to be visible only for new PO requests. So only if the status is equal to new. That's it. So we have our reject PO request user action ready. And let's check how it works. So let's go back now to our list. And let's view one of the new purchase requests. So let's go for this one. And you see now that I have these two buttons, approve PO request and reject PO requests. So let's click the reject PO request. And now I see my custom form, which includes just one field that I want to show to the approver. And let's click finish. Okay, so we see that now this purchase request became rejected. Also, we can see that the approver reject comments are here. And finally, let's check that the requester, who is me, got the email saying your purchase request was rejected. Okay, so I got this email, and this email says, yes, your order was rejected, and here are also the approver comments that I added to my activity. So a quick summary: with user actions, you can also include custom forms that are part of this custom action. So if you have a custom action that requires also user input as part of this process, you can include it and select the exact fields that you want to show the user who provides the input for this custom action.